Okay guys, hey, real quick, we just want to talk to you about the factory presets that are in here under the pages. When you press the pages button, it's going to bring up several icons that allow you to scroll through and select. These icons lead you to direct aspects of changing items in the settings on the motorcycle. So when we scroll through these screens, what we're looking at is the ability to be able to go into navigation system, music, bike diagnostics and quick information settings, your general settings, and your main home screen selection. So as you scroll through these, each one giving you a different option of selection just based upon the controls and switches off the left-hand side of the bike. All right, guys, now that we touched base on each of these just briefly, I do want to give you a quick synopsis of what it's like to press on. I'm going to start with the navigation. So when I press on the navigation icon, through the connection with the HD Connect app on your phone, brings up an awesome GPS system. Only two options of button pressing here. It makes it user-friendly as all get out. We can blow up our screen, we can segue our screen, but all your programming is done through the HD Connect app, makes it really, really nice and user-friendly. Pressing the Pages button again brings us back out to that main selection. I'm going to go ahead and select the Music button at this point. The Music button, as long as your headset, Bluetooth, and your phone, Bluetooth as well, are both linked to the infotainment system, we have full control of your Pandora app, of your Amazon Play, whatever it is you've got going on, just by utilizing the controls on the right-hand side of the motorcycle. You've got play, you've got pause, you've got seek and scan with your tracks, forward and backward, as well as volume up and volume down, all located right off your right thumb, nice and easy to use and interface with when you're rolling down the road. Pressing the Pages app again brings us back out to the main screen. Our next selection is going to be a diagnostic screen where we're going to see front and rear tire pressures, engine temperatures, as well as a voltimeter to tell you where it's standing. If we do click on the diagnostics on the bottom, this is something that's more for the shop or your service department to engage with. Once you hook up the computer, it's going to go through and allow them some basics as far as diagnostics are concerned. We go back to the Pages screen, our next selection, General Settings. So General Settings brings us into a new mode selection of our full settings or everything that's available on the bike itself. You can control phone notifications, software updates, Bluetooth connections, appearances, how the screen looks itself, ride customization, and your general selections as far as settings are concerned. Trip reset, adjust date, an HD app time sync, and a clock adjustment. Going back to the Pages selection, the only other or our last selection is our Home button, and when we press on the Home button, it brings us back to our standard set odometer screen, speedometer screen. Okay guys, real quick, we just wanted to show you a different setting for the main infotainment screen. And real quick, I'm just going to point out, again, we have our headset connected, we have our phone connected, and we've programmed a route. And now when we program a route on our main screen, it is throwing up a brief directional here. It's telling you your next right-hand turn is 0.1 miles on Houston Circle. So it's taking us to an end result. It's throwing up a quick flash. But I myself, I like to have a little more of that information available just at a quick glance. So I want to show you the widget screen selection based upon the simple screen selection. So to do so, I'm going to go back to Pages. I'm going to scroll over to Settings. I'm going to go down to Appearance and select that. I'm going to go to Dashboard Customization. And instead of Simple, I'm going to select Widget. Now when I select the widget and go back to the home screen, notice it brings up a lot more information on the cluster. Up in the upper left-hand corner, we're showing that we have our Bluetooth linked and we can control the stereo now that's playing in our headset based upon the controls, very simply just hitting play. I can skip a track, or I can pause, and all that information is again directly related on the widget in the upper left-hand corner. We look just below that one, and our next widget we're going to identify is going to show us a range or a distance based upon the fuel that we have in the bike. We have our A and trip meters and an overall odometer showing at the bottom. We also have on the upper right-hand corner a diagnostics widget, which is showing us temperatures, voltimeter, and then just below that, and my favorite section if we are traveling and we don't have time to reach into our phones and look around for directions, again, we have that brief reference to our next directional turn, and as well as an ETA to our end destination. So the widget screen is super friendly and very easy to utilize, and again, my personal preference in these settings.
We just got back from 2 awesome days in the Mojave Desert.
Did I hit it? Well, you paid for all 7.5 inches of suspension. I think you got it.
Mojave Desert, just rallying the new Pan America motorcycle, and we're excited to share all we learned at Raw Height Adventures down there, learning new skills about this bike, and boy, this thing rips. We were out in the middle of the Mojave, learning new skills, running through sand pits, going over jumps, taking these bikes on pavement, and Harley has a winner on their hands, and we've got the some more technical switchbacks in the sand.
To the edge of the sequoia forest, from
To
the
the
Mojave
edge of the
Desert.
edge of the
Pine
sequoia
cones this
forest.
big.
So you don't have to worry about shifting if you're going over something technical, and
Correct,
you know that
correct.
the engine is going to kind of figure its way through it. But on top of that, in some of these remote areas that you go adventure biking, they may not have 91 octane fuel, and it helps with you know, the NOx sensors.
Correct, absolutely. And again, getting that thing on the motocross track at the end of the day, the VVT surprised me every time coming out of a corner. It was just so smooth and so much fun.
So speaking of
Did I hit it? Well, you paid for all 7.5 inches of suspension. I think you got it.
sand pit as well,
Oh,
right?
man.
And we're learning the skill about going across the sand. And you know, some people hit that at a slower speed and had to modulate the throttle to, you know, when in doubt, throttle out to carry through. But we had a guy in our group that actually hit that pit going 65 miles an hour and just zipped right across it, just you know, with no disruption to the bike.
That's what we call floating across the top of the sand.
I think if you've ever ridden in the sand, it's going to slap. You're going to get washed from one side to the other on that head unit, and stay on the
As the sun set on another great day in Oregon, I found my perfect camping spot. Set up my tent and just enjoyed my evening next to the ocean. As I now took the back roads to a very unique campsite. Paulina Lake or more commonly known as Small Crater Lake, is a twin crater lake from the Newbury. I once again hit enduro mode and played around in the dirt. I'd end my fantastic day, escaping the higher and colder elevation. As I dropped down, found a lake to camp next to, cracked open a beer, stood up for some more off-road fun, followed by some twisties. Heading into the hills and kicking up the dust. Oregon had been a wonderful motorcycle adventure, filled with beautiful scenery, natural wonders, and all linked together with magical twists and turns and fun trails. And let's
That's what it's about. Look at this. It's been years that I've wanted to do this. I've known it's coming, and I just want to thank Harley for giving me the opportunity to direct the piece that you just saw. It means the world to me. I mean, my job is to act and direct and, you know, filmmaking, and sometimes you're playing other characters, and it's great. But there's nothing like doing your passion, which is riding motorcycles. And to be introducing this bike for Harley and have the opportunity to make a film for them, I wanted to show something that showed the lineage, where it all came from, how we took those bikes, how we pushed them further, whether that be up a mountain, through the desert, just pushing it to all speeds and taking something that Harley created. And it's really the connection between the human spirit and our adventure for touring, and this is finally here. It's the next generation. So those new pathways, and this is definitely the trailblazer right here. So thank you very much, Harley. I love you.
Impressed. We've given the engineers the freedom and creativity to come to this space, and they've really expressed themselves. They've found it almost like an intellectual challenge, and they've done an exceptional job of really reinterpreting adventure touring for Harley-Davidson.
This powertrain is a home run for us. This bike has a top speed of 135 miles an hour with cargo. Crazy competent on the road. Carves switchbacks like a full-fledged street bike. You know, so hot off the line that people are gonna have to use glue to hold onto the handlebars. This is a new genre for Harley-Davidson. We plan to build upon this platform going forward. A product that's coming out very soon, the 1250 Custom Cruiser. It's got a fistful of torque and power, just like the Pan America.
The suspension system has got top-of-the-line balance-free forks with semi-active top-of-the-line damping, a balance-free rear cushion with also semi-active damping control, as well as the adaptive ride height.
So adaptive ride height is a first for the motorcycle industry. It lowers the motorcycle as you come to a stop, which makes it much, much more confidence-inspiring for anyone.
And then once you take off, the system automatically builds up pressure and pumps itself back up to your normal height. I spent a day on a regular Pan America with regular suspension. I had then hopped on an adaptive ride height bike that I had to do some other work on. And that was the moment I was like, oh, wow, yeah, this is a game changer. People are gonna love this. With a push of a button, I can make it a very sporty bike. If I wanna make it a Luxo cruiser, I can do that too.
I feel what sets us apart is the way that Harley does customization. We've thought of everything. Titanium exhaust, lightweight materials that are durable. We partnered with Michelin on our knobby tires, the auxiliary lights, for that nighttime riding or for the canyon riding. We offer guards for those rugged terrains. We offer 3 different luggage solutions. Our sport luggage, docking mounts right on the vehicle. The aluminum luggage for those off-road riders that are camping. It's all about maximizing space. Soft luggage bags for those ultra rugged adventures. What we do is try to balance out from a look standpoint as well as the functionality of it.
P&A is a must-have for Harley-Davidson as a whole because that's part of our DNA is customization and being able to, provide things for our customers to be able to improve the bike and their experience.
The finishes are matte sheen, they got texture. We went with powder coat because it's durable. We really wanted to design and develop something really tactical and functional for this consumer and rider. I think from a styling and color, material, finish, graphic standpoint, we always look to the past. Harley has such a strong brand identity that we have to look back and, make sure we're nodding to it or also just inspire from it.
Harley-Davidson is known for these great leather jackets and our great leather technology, but the adventure touring rider is different.
In order to hit the ground running with really compelling product that met these customer needs, we had to partner with someone that had the right experience. So working with Revit, they're at the top of the list. They are experts in this field. They make fantastic riding gear.
Gloves, helmets, boots. We offer from head to toe to fingertips everything that they're gonna need. This is gonna be all the gambit of weather. This is gonna be a whole gambit of terrain. So we put that focus on a textile garment in that it brings us a real versatility in waterproofing, in venting.
We've gone through a lot of work to really show up with the right stuff to meet these customers at their expectations and then exceed them.
It's this great combination of product design and transportation design and Harley-Davidson design.